Meanwhile, I've got this spine crawler down here, and it's a really stupid place to put it. I don't know, because I'm dumb. I don't know why I put it there. It's like I don't know, I'm protecting this ramp or something, because clearly this ramp is really important and needs protection. I don't know, it's just so dumb. I should have built it up here, maybe, if I wanted to protect my crap. Build one over, I don't know, whatever, just not here. Just don't build it here. I don't know why. It's like I feel like if I build it here, it's going to magnetically attract all units and they're not going to be able to cross the ramp or something, but whatever. So now I've got my Mulisks, and they are going to go in. He's finally scouting with a couple of unupgraded Zerglings. They're not going to get very far. This one's just going to die immediately here, so I guess there's some point to this crap. But these Zerglings are going to come over here and wait for a minute, and then my Mutas are going to come in and attack this queen and kill her for the 17th time. Now, he is winning spine crawlers, but they're in a bad position. I'll get to why in a couple seconds, but he does do what I want him to do, which is panic. He burrows his roaches and moves them away and allows all these Zerglings to just rush in, pop this first spine crawler, and force him to cancel the second one. And then I have a bit of a job, because all of these stupid tard Zerglings, all they're going to want to do is attack these drones. And the last thing I want them to do is attack these goddamn roaches. So I just want to kill as many drones as I possibly can, before these stupid things all die. So I managed to do a fairly good job of that. Now, because I'm a baddie, I did not see the spire here, so, and I'm having a hard time in the heat of the moment seeing even these Mutalisks up here against the layer in the background. So for a little while I'm panicking, thinking he's got some secret expansion somewhere with Dark Templar Basilisks or something, but eventually I just noticed that there's a spire, so no panic there. I'm getting a couple more Zerglings to come on in and attack me and fail, so that's not happening. And now I know, obviously, that he's probably coming for a counter push, so I bring these Metalisks back, build another spine crawler in a retarded position, and I've got my queens for the 100 million energy with no creep tumors, which is dumb. There's no excuse to not have creep tumors. Even if there's no such thing as creep ownership, so his units, his Zerg will move 30% faster on my creep, as will my units, but either way I still have vision with those creep tumors, and they're burrowed, so he needs detection to be able to kill them, so there's no excuse to not have them. And one creep tumor can leapfrog, so I can basically use 25 energy and cover the whole map, and not know why, whatever. So he brings his Mutalisk over here to do absolutely zero. I let him kill a couple of my Mutalisks, not because my micro fails and I suck, but mostly because I'm feeling charitable. That's it. He's gonna bring his roaches over here, but I've got quite a few Zerglings at this point. They are upgraded to melee attacks too. And this pro positioning of the spine crawler here. This one's not doing anything. It's not even doing anything when this one's getting attacked. Now it is, but instead of healing it with this queen with all her energy, she just feels like she's gonna come over here and die. I'm not there to stop her because I can't micro, but I can multitask. Anyway, I'm over here not focus firing because I'm good, and this courage drone is gonna come over here and try to make a last-ditch hatchery, but I've got Bob's entire family across the entire map, so I know he's here, he knows I know he's here, so at some point he's going to cancel this, and I guess try to run away somewhere and build it elsewhere, but it's going to be too late, because these Zerglings are gonna kill him and his minerals, so 5 minerals. So this is pretty much the end of the game right here, because obviously he can't produce anything to counter that. I'm still producing units because it's a good idea, even though I'm kind of slacking on my macro, it's a good idea to always consider the game as being ongoing, even when it seems finished. Just in case, I mean, you never know, especially against Terran, if they want to fly their crap into the corner or whatever, you never really know, so always just keep producing those units. And the importance of scouting is really paramount. For all he knew, for this entire game, for all he knew, this is what he sees my tech as, which is nothing. For all he knew, I was coming at him with brood lords, and I could have friggin' tanks and colossi in here, and he wouldn't have any idea. So, just scouting is of utmost importance, and he didn't scout. I could have the 15 expansions, you wouldn't know, doesn't really matter, and his teching was a little bit off. knowing that I was this heavily invested in these Zerglings, these upgraded Zerglings, the least he could have done is try to upgrade the armor or the attack or whatever on his roaches, which he didn't do. He didn't even get movement speed for those roaches that he liked so much. He did get movement speed on his overlords at one point, so, you know, something was moving faster, so that's okay, I guess. He did build a spire, which is a bit of an odd move, because given that I was probably going... He hadn't seen that I was going Aspire at that point, but given that I most likely would have been going Aspire, trying to outproduce someone who's got you locked into your base and may or may not have 15 million minerals and greater production capacities than you, it's not really going to work. So the only thing he could have done with those Metalisks, aside from sacrificing them there, maybe if he had an evolution chamber, had some very cheap spore crawlers here, hope to lure some Mutalisks in, keep them occupied, keep killing them, whatever, and then maybe counter-harassed to try and get back on equal footing. That would have been okay, but he didn't. Maybe build some Hydralisks. Hydralisks are 50 gas cheaper than Mutalisks, so he might have been able to get a significant amount of them to stop these. They are countered by Zerglings. Enough Zerglings will just surround and ruin any Hydralisks, and so I guess if you're gonna go Hydralisks against this, you would want to have some roaches to either block some roaches to either block those Zerglings and protect your roaches, or Banelings would be great as well. Banelings being underused most of the time that I see, but that they do excellent damage to light units. They are somewhat pain to get used to, especially if you never played Zerg in StarCraft 1 and never really used Scourge or Infested Terrans, but they are a lot of fun, and he already had Burrow at that point, so he could have easily set up some burrowed Baneling traps, which would have done nasty things to me and my little hordes here. But he didn't, which is very good for me. And I did make a lot of nub mistakes. Luckily for me, they weren't as numerous or severe as the ones that he made, so that means I win. Which is important, because StarCraft is not about having fun, obviously it's about winning, and about watching Banelings move, because they are adorable. Now, had this been... I'm going to say, had I anticipated this being a more equal game, because that makes it sound like I'm more pro than if I say had I been better, but really, I would not have built this here. I have rage against this here. I would have built it more to protect my minerals. Would have built some spore crawlers, probably even before I saw him going Spire, because you know, even having those around, knowing that if he's that attached to roaches, he'll probably be getting Burrow to make use of their underground regeneration, and spore crawlers are detectors, so I should have had it, if not spore crawlers, then at least an overseer to watch for that. So I'm lucky that he didn't pull that off, because that would have just ruined my day. And definitely used creep tumors. If I had been him, I would have scouted more, and basically cliff notes, too long didn't read, etc. Scout more, don't send your overlord directly into a queen, don't be bad with your placement of spine crawlers. I mentioned before that these spine crawlers here were bad because I could basically just run all the way around and get all his tech buildings and his drones over here, and he couldn't do anything with those, and that would have sucked. He could move them, but it takes too long, and etc. So basically, just basically don't be like us, learn to play, and don't be bad. And don't have fun, because that's not what StarCraft is obviously about.